What that shit do, man? It's your boy Get right back at you another banger. So you guys already know what time it is, man. We're gonna do some Q&A questions about Retta. And like I said, I'm gonna try to answer a lot of them today. I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice. Just take this with a grain of salt. I'm trying to give you guys the best things that helped me out through my journey and how I was able to lose over 60 pounds in 4 months. All right, so the first question was, what did I start off taking in the beginning? So I started with 2 mgs, right? And the way I was doing it, guys, I was separating the shots. So I would take one on a Saturday and the other one on a Wednesday. The first week I did take 2 on a Saturday, but I noticed for me, towards the end of the week, I started to crave again. So I was like, okay, how can I try to keep the crave under wrap? And I was going to take 2 shots a week. So on the second week, I started with 1 on Saturday and the next one on Wednesday. And I noticed that gave me the best possible ability to be able to not, give into my hunger. It helped me throughout the whole time. As I progressed through the numbers, I started to take the majority of it on the first week, right? So when I got to 3, I was taking 2, and then I would take 1 on Wednesday because I know I could control it a little bit better. That's what helped me out. And the second question was, how do you know if you need to go up on Retta? Thumb rule for me was every month I would try to go up just one number, just because I felt like I just wanted to be consistent. I wanted the fat loss to keep going down, and I wanted the muscles to keep growing. So by the next month, I went to 3. Then the third month I went to 4, and vice versa, to where I'm at 6 right now. Like I said, guys, as I noticed my journey, weight loss, I started to, get better at eating and start eating cleaner foods. That's what helped me out, of course, through the journey. However, a lot of people ask me, what are the things you notice when you're on Retta? I would say between first week to 3 weeks, you notice just really the food's noise is gone. That's what helped me out, was I wasn't craving food no more, no sweets. I didn't want to binge eat. That's what I noticed a lot with the Retta. And as you guys go on to the next month, I would say between the second and third month, that's when you start to notice the body will start to change. For me, it was every end of the week, I started to notice fat was coming off. And I started to really go in on not eating as much, of course. And what helped me out, guys, because sometimes you don't really want to eat, protein shakes. I would take protein shakes a lot. Like, I would literally go buy 2 proteins, one in my house and one in my car. So every time I was out, I didn't miss a meal of protein. And when I'm at the house, I would always take it. That's my advice, you guys. Take protein. It will help you out in the long run. Get like 2 to 3, 4 scoops a day, because you're not really gonna want to get your protein in. And if you're working out, you need that protein. So it's gonna help you get the best results. And then another question was, a lot of people talked about the bone density, or your bone was getting messed up on these, studies from other people. For me, I haven't seen nothing. However, could be a long-term thing. So I've only been taking a Retta for about almost 5 months now. And so far, I haven't seen that issue on my side. Yes, some people have done it. I've seen more on Ozempic and Zinped and Trizepatide. So those are the ones I would say just be on the lookout for. For me, I haven't seen it. My bone obviously feels fine. So that's okay for me. And also, guys, back to the second question, when I start going up on Retta, if you haven't lost weight in a week or 2, you've been at the same weight, up the dosage too. That will kind of help you, balance out the hunger. That's usually what I was doing. And then, like I said, guys, towards the 3rd month is when I started to see a lot of my progress. Because a lot of people started talking about it. When they see me or they haven't seen me, they're like, man, what are you doing? You lost a lot of weight. So I would say around the 3rd or 4th month is when you start to see the progress of the Retta really kicking in. And then remember, in the beginning, I looked at food as, cravings and things like that, to where as I got progressing through the months, I looked at food as fuel. To fuel my body, I needed to get me through the day. So I started to eat based on what I was doing. So if I got active, I noticed I would eat a little bit more. However, it was always just consistent. Salmon, tilapia, just chicken, rice, salad. That's usually what I was eating a lot, and eggs. So that's what helped me out. Like I said, guys, I started at 278 the first month without any Retta. I got down to 268. And then from 268 to 223, I did it on Retta. I lost a lot of weight faster than I have normal, because I've been on this journey last year with 6 months. I went from 280, I think I was at my biggest, from 280, went all the way down to 223. And I did it in about 7 months, and which was good. I did it natural. I didn't take nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. Of course, I was just going through a hard time in life, so I was kind of not really eating properly. But this time, me on Reddit, I did it faster. I did notice a difference. I have noticed I've gotten more muscle definition, and I've seen more thrive in the workouts. And of course, like I said, guys, 'cause I'm a big dude, I like to eat. So my thing is, when I was doing normal, I would do good. But then I would find myself in those days where I just binge eat, where I would make up almost like 3, 4 meals in a day, you know what I mean? Just bad. And sometimes if I didn't wake up out of it, I would do 2, 3 weeks like that. So it's really, that's what I like about the Reddit. It just helps you control your hunger. You really don't have to worry about eating. If you eat clean, you'll lose weight. Even if you don't even work out on Reddit, you'll lose weight. But I always tell people you want to work out because you can increase the process, and it'll just be able to give you more drive, right? So that's my opinion on Reddit. Like I said, towards the 3rd month is when you start seeing Reddit really, really work. What I mean by that is like you start to see just the positives, right? Your face starts to glow. I noticed, like I said, my skin has been not as saggy. My muscles definitely have increased. I hold more muscle during my fat loss. Usually, I think the last time I was skinnier, but I wasn't as big. Right. This time I noticed I've gotten bigger, and I'm still skinny, but I've gotten bigger. Very more definition, my arms, my chest, my shoulders. So that's what I would say. That's my advice. You don't have to take Retta, you know what I'm saying, or just take it with a grain of salt, and you'll see that it works. It does work if you stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of websites that sell it, and it's hard to find what's trusted source. Just try it. If you're a bigger dude, start with 2. And if you're a woman, start with 0.5. Women, you know what I'm saying, start with 0.5 and then work your way up to a 1, and you'll see the progress, you'll see the results. You just got to give it time. You got to just stay focused and just develop the habits. That's what Red is here for. It's to give you better habits and to allow you to be consistent through the journey, right? So take that with the understanding of what you need to do and how to take it properly. And like I said, guys, I'm going to go hit this workout and you guys will see. I'm doing chest. I'm only doing chest dumbbells today. I'm not going bench press. I like to do chest twice a week. It gives me a better pump and I get stronger. I noticed that too. Like I said, one day I just do straight dumbbells. The next one I do only bench press. So guys, stay tuned. Let's go.